Excel has a lot of functions that you can use to do all sorts of calculations and data manipulation. But have you ever found yourself making complicated combinations of formulas to do something relatively simple? If you're struggling to get Excel to do just what you want it to, you may benefit from defining your own custom function. Excel lets you design your own formulas to do exactly what you want, and you get complete control over how they work. A few internet searches or a little familiarity with VBA can give you everything you need to define your own functions. At Vertex 42, we've written up an article about how to create your own functions, and we've provided some examples that you can copy into your own Excel file. Let's look at one of these examples. I have a phone number and I'd like to find the 3-digit prefix for it. That's the numbers after the area code but before the last 4 digits of the phone number. This sounds simple enough, but using Excel's formulas, it can get really complicated. Vertex 42 has created a function that breaks your text into different sections based on hyphens or spaces or any other delimiter, and it pulls out the first or second or whichever section you want. To use this user-defined function, I'll copy it from the Vertex 42 sample file by opening the custom functions file and then pushing Alt F11 to open the VBA editor. This editor is where Excel saves your user-defined functions and your macros. I'll find the getElement function and copy everything from function to end function. The left side of the editor lists all the open Excel files, so I'll just right-click on the workbook where I want to use the function and choose Insert Module. I'll paste the getElement function in this new module, and then I can exit the VBA editor. Using copyrighted code like this can usually only be done with permission. The note at the top of the worksheet explains that these examples can be used for personal and educational use. Now I can use this specialized function just as if it were built in from Excel. If I remember the name of the function, I can type equals and its name. Otherwise, I can go to Insert Function, and in the drop-down list, I'll choose User Defined and pick the function that I created. I can use this function to pull out whichever segment of the text I would like, just by updating the n value. I can also use it for URLs or email addresses by changing the delimiter from a hyphen to a period or an @ sign. Once you add a user-defined function to your file, you have 3 options of how to save it. The default is to save your workbook as an XLSM file. If you do that, the function will only be available in this one workbook. If you wanted to use it anywhere else, you'd need to copy and paste it into each workbook's VBA module. The good thing is you can share your workbook with other people on other computers, and the function will work. If you want to use your function in multiple workbooks without pasting it into each workbook's module, you can save your function in your personal XLSB file. To save your function here, you need to open the file first, and you can do that by recording a simple macro and saving it to your personal workbook. Then in the VBA editor, you can delete the macro from the module and instead paste your function there and save the module. With this method, you'll be able to use the function in any workbook on your computer. However, if you share the workbook with other people or try to open it on another computer, the function will not work because the function is stored on your personal file on your computer. This brings us to the final option for saving your function, which is to create an add-in. To make an add-in, you would save your Excel file that contains your VBA functions as an add-in file, which ends in XLAM. To use the function, you'll load the add-in to each workbook where you want to use it. The advantage is that it works on any workbook on your computer, and you can share the add-in with other people. If you share it along with your Excel workbook, then the function will work for them as long as they install the add-in. If you'd like to experiment more with user-defined functions, check out the other formulas we've created in the custom functions file. If you're interested in defining your own functions, you can look into VBA commands that will let you do exactly what you're looking for.